Everyone, welcome back to Unsealed and Revealed. I'm Terry Smith, your host, coming at you from way the hell out here in the Outer Rim, where it's really, really cold right now. And with me, as always, look at that guy sporting his fancy new lid. And yeah, speaking of lids, oh my God, we got so many lids. My God, look at that. You didn't know that this was the cosplay episode. This to be a surprise. Guy, thanks for bringing that to the table. Very well done. How's it going out there?
Sorry about that. Alan wanted to do the show. He got very excited when we got this figure in. He wanted to do it, and
one sympathizes. Yeah.
Producer Alan, everybody. He does his own stunts.
Yeah,
he does.
Also out there in the right about the same sector, the quadrant of the galaxy is as Guy is Paul Hernandez, as always, minding the store for us. How's it going, Paul?
Hello, everyone. It's going well. That was an introduction, an opening. Not Terry. Your introduction was fantastic, and I love your voice.
I was not warned that was going to happen. That came out of the blue for me.
Me and Terry do not know that some of this stuff is going to happen, so it's fun. There goes our entire 2022 Unsealed Revealed budget in about 30 seconds.
We trained for 5 days.
We all planned and everything. It was going to be epic, but now I forgot what
lots of stunt ratings.
Guy, Paul, I just have to know before we start the show, are you guys all caught up on Book of Boba Fett?
Yes.
I am indeed, and I think we'll briefly touch on that today. So hopefully everybody watching
that's what I want to do. Is I want to make sure that everybody out there in the webosphere who's watching the show today is aware that there be spoilers ahead. So tread lightly. We might actually let something slip. But if that's the case, we apologize for those of you who haven't seen it. But you have been warned. We probably had to get like a banner down at the bottom to say spoiler alert at the just have that
Here's
running
your
across
banner.
the bottom.
There may be spoilers.
That's it.
Banner.
That's it.
Banner complete. Everyone, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. If you guys have any questions, there are two entirely different figures here. So let me know in the chats, and I'll relay them to our 6-scale poser extraordinaires, and I'll let them know if you guys have any questions about poses, articulation, materials, anything. Let me know in the chats. But also, if you watch the show, you know to be a little patient because Guy and Terry are professionals. They will get to these questions. But seriously, if you have any questions, let us know wherever you are. I'll be hanging out in the chat with you all, having some, what are they called? The dark melons? The black melons?
Yep.
That they
Dark
drink?
melon.
Yeah. Those look good.
That was an exclusive that comes with the Tusken Raider.
There's a Jaeger in them.
Yeah. Full of Jägermeister.
It's a subjective experience.
All right, guys. I'll be in the chat.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you, Paul.
All right. So without further ado, we have actually not one but two figures in this thing, guys. So I think we ought to probably get rolling on that as quickly as we can.
Exactly. Let's jump into it. So let's first up take a look at our box. This is our classic shoebox design. Those are the figures. That is that good of a portrait sculpt on this thing that it looks like it's a shot right out of the show. We've got our cigar band showing off a couple of other pose options that they've done on, and then it says Deluxe there. As I said, classic shoebox design. We want to dive into this packaging as quickly as possible. And then, of course, right on the inside, great action shot. That shot there is of the toy, but the background there, that's right here in Simi Valley. I actually took a hike there. Yep, it is right here in Simi Valley. That they did that whole scene. Now, I've already pulled out the instructions to take a look at, and it is important in this one here. Now, the tray in which it is in, we're going to lift them all out. Connected to the upper tray is going to be the accessory tray. Okay? I'm going to first start off with showing that one here. And that accessory tray is going to have all of the flame effects, rocket effects, his special Jenga hologram, as well as the code key, and a swap out of the knee armor, and we'll show that off a little bit later. Okay, so that's going to be in the attached to the top tray. Then the main tray is going to have all of your figures and his other weaponry. And so let's just dive right in. Connected to the two is going to be the long gun and the gaffi. They have their own little small trays that'll lift out. An accessory that we, slightly tried to demonstrate a little bit just a moment ago is the battle-damaged stormtrooper head. Because you have two figures, certain things are replicated for you. You're going to get two of them, allowing you to obviously pose both figures. And that one that I'm talking about right there is going to be his pistol blaster. You actually get two, one for each figure. Also in the top tray, we're going to have the three pieces that make up the backpack or jetpack. Let me turn that light off. It's going to be the main jetpack. Magnetic, we'll talk about that. And then you're going to have these, keep leaning on that. You're going to have these two pieces here. The one is the firing effect, which is here. The other is the rocket itself, and I'll show the different ways in which that attaches as well. Very, very cool.
Now, so that firing effect is for the rocket.
The firing effect is for the rocket. So you know what? Since we're here, why don't we do it?
Yeah.
Michael, can I get a close-up here on the pack? So we're going to jump into an accessory first before we jump into the main figures. We've had Boba a few times from Hot Toys in a number of different incarnations. This one here, the jetpack, is probably my favorite, in which it is magnetically done. That is always a really big help for getting it right where you want on there. And so it does have that little hint of foam there. But also look at that they've gone so far as to detail and weather the back of it. Even on the underside, does have the movable jets. Of course, we've seen that you can attach those. But here on the top is the important part. Let me click the light on here to maybe see, well, it doesn't really light into the depth there. We have a couple of different options. First, if I want to just kind of do the standard, I can push that all the way down in, lock it in, and that's the pack as we know it. Or I can push down on the clear, boom, and then attach the rocket there.
He was aiming for the other one.
Whoosh, whoosh. The cool part about this is for a lot of us, we have waited a very long time to get a rocket firing jetpack for a Boba Fett figure. And so now
all my life.
Yeah, exactly.
All my life.
So actually we now have that. In fact, I think, Terry, that was probably one of the coolest things in this episode when we have that fight and that battle, was to see him actually use this. And we'd waited a couple of years to see that incredible thing. So right there, that is that accessory. And as I said, does magnetically attach. So, and we've seen on the other that you can add the blast effect to that. But let's jump into the figures themselves. Terry, I think we're going to start with how we first see him emerge from his ship. And that is this one here.
I like that idea. I'm excited to be a part of it, especially given the increased relevance of this particular outfit as
exactly.
of Wednesday.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a stunning look. I really, really dig it. I was hesitant about it at first when it appeared in The Mandalorian, but now I'm completely won over, and it's just such a strong look, and I love it. I can't wait to see what else they're going to reveal about Boba's backstory as we progress through the series. Please continue. Let's dress this thing up.
Let's dress him up, huh? And I think that's the important thing that you brought up there, is that you could have thought that this was only for a small, brief moment in the show. If you're caught up on Book of Boba, we learn a little bit more of this. Now let's take a look at that sculpt. This is absolutely gorgeous. You know what? I want to give it just the natural skin tones without any underlighting there at all. We see that scarring on it. You also have that kind of whitewash done to the skin that we had, that kind of sun and weather burn on there. Take a look at that. That is an amazing way to do the scarring look on there. That he appears in.
Yeah, and I think that the shape of that head too is spot on, man. I was really looking forward to seeing this thing once it's shipped, because I had questions about the head, but they freaking nailed it, man. I've been looking at that head for the past 2 days on screen, and seeing it here now, I'm just like, yes, it's nailed it.
It's a beautiful sculpt. It's one that the neat part is, if you're getting this 2-pack, Obviously, I can remove said portrait and put it on the armored Boba as well with that incredible battle damage there. So we have that going for it, but just absolutely gorgeous. Working our way down on this, he does have that outer large cloak, okay? The hood of it does have wire on the inside, allowing us to kind of put it however we would like. I have a feeling it's such a great portrait, we kind of want to show it off fully. It is easily removable whenever you have one of these. It is tied in the front in the instructions. There is a whole section on how to untie it. It's a single knot. You don't really need to follow the instructions on that one there. But what you can do if you don't want to untie it, you're like, oh, I don't want to have to try and tie a little knot again. When you remove the head and you pull the arms back, you can slide it off. In fact, that's how I'm going to do it. In just a second, I'm going to want to show off the sculpt, and I also want to show off how the undercloak is done. So while I remove said undercloak, we've done this before. Anytime that they have something like this where you pull the hands backward, move those back, and then they just slide right off. Now, I said that there is wire in the top, the hood aspect of it. Down on the sides and the bottom hem, there is not. Okay, it is loose. All right. So let me remove this, and we'll show off said outfit. I have a feeling now, since we saw that last episode last week from Book of Boba, we may see a lot of people remove this to show that off. But as you can see, it is that kind of soft and weathered looking fabric right next to me wearing dark black. I should probably try and move off to the side so you can just see the cloak, but thin, weathered, almost allows a little bit of light through. Okay. I'm gonna set that cloak onto one of the display bases. You're getting two separate display bases, both unique designs to it. You're going to have a classic base. The underneath base, probably what you're going to use for this look of the figure, but you also are going to have the dynamic stand that you can use if you're going to have him, the armored one, flying around. Okay, so I'm just going to set this off to the side, but wanted to have it here for us. All right. If this becomes too disturbing for you, and Terry, and you say, please put that sculpt back on the head, I will.
Nightmare fuel.
Nightmare fuel. But take a look at that sculpt again. As you can see, they've gone all the way down onto the neck of this here. By doing that sculpt, we get that great tight line on there and no cut in that. And this will key in very, very nicely. It's so cool. It's one of the most incredible portraits I've seen. You know, Hot Toys just keeps nailing it on portraits and paint. And this one here may be just one of the most incredible ones I've ever seen. Look at that. Like I said, the difference in skin tone. Really, very, very different. While we've got that removed, let's take a look at this figure base. Okay, you're going to have the neck here, kind of around. That also has a bit of wire. Okay, so you can have that kind of open or up. I'm going to leave it off for now, just as we work our way down. As I said, Terry, if that's problematic, please let me know. Or Paul will tell me in the chats. People are finding it disturbing. So we do have that great gun belt around the waist. On there, and then that tricolored cord underneath that wraps around. Really dig on that. Love that look. There's that definite gunslinger look. Down here, we've got those wraps that are done on the end of that. Again, if you're paying attention to Book of Boba, you get to see a lot of this look now in it. Chest area is going to have these great vertical lines on there. It is a padded. This is a bigger, beefier look on Boba Fett, and I like that they've done it that way. Work our way down, and then off to the right side, we're going to have that holster. And by the holster, you're going to have these here. Okay, you're going to have the cloth itself. Now, when you're unpacking the figure, I already took care of it before we did the show. These pieces will be wrapped with a small piece of plastic around attaching it to the leg. Gently remove that. You're going to have the fabric, and then underneath, it's a very, very thin, almost a kind of a thicker version of like a crepe paper, but you can see that they've also done the weathering into that. So make sure to use caution when you're working around in that. And then underneath that.
Really quick, guy. We have a question on YouTube. Thermostat Studios wants to know, can you remove the bullets from the belt? I assume not.
I think, what do you mean? You know, we've seen that done in some of the others. Yeah, I'm able to lift and remove those. If for some reason you wanted to remove them, you can. I'm not going to do that right now. If so, if you have a lot of Hot Toys figures, you probably have one of these guys. If not, I have a number of different small tweezers. Make sure not to lose those. But yes, if you wanted to have a few removed, it looks as though that is an option for you.
Yeah, way cool.
Move forward.
I would totally lose them. They'd be gone.
It's not something I would remove. I know that we could do that on the Mandalorian. You could remove them because they would actually go into his long gun. Back to where we were down here onto the leg, you do have the holster, of course, wraps around the leg there. Really neat and fun new design to Boba's costume is kind of the looser, baggier trouser. The neat part of it done on here is it doesn't impede us moving that figure around at all. It gives us a lot of flexibility and a lot of movement. I can almost throw those out into a full split. Not something I think the character needs to do, but it's great when you have that range of motion, depending on, if he's kicking a stormtrooper or whatever. We can twist leg side to side, double joint on the knee, down to a brand new style of boot. Boba's boots were very unique in the original trilogy, with the kind of two prongs out the front, and this is a new style. I like it. It kind of has that Maine hunting boot type look
Tuscan style
on the toe, and then the spat down on there, that is going to be a cut boot. So you can see the way in which that triangular cut is. We're going to get a great range of motion on there, not impeding any of our posing options. And while we're down here, Terry, hopefully you've had your morning coffee. Boom.
It's tread watch time.
You're right, it is. And it's some serious tread. Boba, in his earlier outfit, had kind of slick shoes. Now we're getting some serious tread. We're walking around, and as you said, that
he learned his lesson. He learned.
Exactly. Lesson learned. No, don't slip around on the floor on this one here. But just a really neat look, and I am very, very excited. This was an instant purchase for me. I don't think I've clicked quicker. I think it was in like the first minute and a half. When I watched the episode, all my hope is please give me the Boba. And then when they did it as two, it was like click. I'll always hit a deluxe. But this was a pretty dead on fast one. Next up, since we've got it like this, let's quickly do the articulation. We showed the leg. Let's show arm. We can go up straight there, as we would expect on a action figure and a Hot Toys figure. We are going to get a double joint there, traditional joint there, and we do get a bicep cut as well, allowing us to do twist. You are not really impeded by anything as far as your range of motion, front and back. Now, the articulation points that we're talking about on this figure are replicated over onto his armored version, but we will show them again quickly because obviously then there's a little bit of armor, so it's slightly different in the way it moves. But as far as where it moves, that will be the same. All right. Would you like me to place the head back on, or shall we jump into the other figure?
Go ahead and jump into the other figure, and let's walk through all these things, and then we'll pose one, then we'll pose the other. Boom. I've got ideas for both.
There is head on. Real quick. The other thing that we're going to touch on with this, I did say that he does come with his pistol that can holster in There's a magnet on the holster. We've seen that before in this style. But the other two things he comes with in this desert wandering style is going to be the long gun. This is beautiful. If you got to see the first look, you've seen some real tight close-ups of the way in which the wood grain and everything has been done on these. I'll hit a little more light on there, but the dark wood grain here, the light wood grain here, the great use of the metals. Down here on the strap that'll go over the shoulder, this is going to be that leather. We're going to adjust it. What I will do is push that downward, giving myself more of a larger loop to go up and over the figure when I do that, okay? The other one that it comes with is his gaffi. Super important. Please make sure that you're watching not only Unsealed and Revealed, but Book of Boba when we talk about this. But a lot going on with this one here. Now, there are two of these string elements here, okay? This larger loop is for going over the head. And then down here, when you have the rifle over the back as well, you kind of tuck the tip of the rifle into here, and they do kind of go right next to one another. It's a little bit of finagling and fiddling with them. But if you want kind of both of those items thrown over the back, that's a way to have them together like that. All right?
Yeah.
So moving those off to the side, so many things to move off to the side. We're going to set him on the classic display base, and I'm going to move that off to the side. I'm going to use this. All right. Yeah. Let's take a look at it here. Last of the accessories before we get into armor is the bashed helmet. Look, I mean, that is one heck of a wallop. Heck of a wallop on that one there. I mean, not only are you seeing that it's kind of smashed the respirator off on the side and cracked up on the lens, even the lip that's around the top. And somebody in the 501st is going to tell me all of the different parts of these. In fact, they should probably help me build one of these. But all beat and battered. A little bit of dirt on the back. But the cool part of this one here, look on the underside here, traditional style head peg. If you have one of the Hot Toys Troopers, if you've ordered the new Scout Trooper or any of the others, or have one of the Hot Toys Troopers, this will attach on, so giving you another dramatic effect.
I believe the Rogue One troopers are the most screen accurate to what we see. If I'm
to
not
what we
mistaken.
see for that particular, yes, for that particular scene, I think the Rogue, unless you have now purchased the and will soon be getting the squad leader, is also going to be
Commander.
Squad commander. Did I say squad leader? Squad commander.
Stormtrooper commander.
There we go.
Don't want anybody typing the wrong search field in.
Exactly. And be very angry that I
where do I order that squad leader?
said the wrong words there. All right. So
that's not on you, Guy. Traditionally, that's what they called the squad leader, I believe. Back in the day, the original Sand Trooper was called the squad leader with the orange pauldron, but they changed that up for this show. So
hey, I'm fine. I like a little bit of the change.
They pulled a mind scramble on you, Guy. Lucasfilm's messing with you.
Okay. So I am going to, there's, like I said, trays full of stuff because he does have a lot. This is a deluxe figure, so he's going to have a lot. I'm going to move those off to the side. I'm going to move this Boba off to the side, and we are going to now put our focus onto the incredible armored version. This is one of those moments in the show where you see the Slave One come out and you're so excited that you want to see it come out. Where is that armor going to be back on him? Now, we did get a peek of the armor a little bit with another character wearing parts of it, but it's built for this guy. What I would like to do now is as tight a close-up as I can on the helmet itself, and that is because this has some of the most incredible paintwork and weathering that we've seen on pretty much anything. The amounts of different color washes and layers that they've done on there, that you're seeing all of that beat and manglement on it. Up here on the front, and then I'm going to also spin on the back, I'm going to try and get to the side where you can see it. It is almost as though it's in layers and flaking off. See how it is raised and flaking off in layers up here near the area there right by the dent. You're seeing it as I spin it around to the side. Wow, just isn't that neat? Yes, of course, we're going to have an articulated rangefinder. All right. And
I
then
would
you're seeing
expect nothing less. Yes.
a lot of that paint weather that I talked about right there on the back of the helmet. Now, since
Are we really going to talk about the weather guy?
Yes, exactly. We are talking about the weather. I believe it was a balmy 72 degrees when they filmed this scene. We'll look. I say that because it's pretty much 72 in Steamy Valley almost all the time. So now that we've got this more as a close-up, I want to show how the head peg is done on this one here.
It looks great.
You're going to lift this up and off, and there is the peg. Okay, it's a little bit different style. Do not remove this foam. That is there for a reason. That foam is to protect the fact that they've gone and sculpted the entire interior. Okay, with all of the elements inside the Boba helmet. So if I want to have my helmet-free Boba holding this helmet and showing it off, you're going to have that look. Okay, so let's go back to this post. Again, and talk a little bit about how that works. It is going to have great range of motion because of it. Now, because we're going to be pushing that helmet down onto the foam, and it can go all the way down, you are going to find that you are going to want to adjust just how low it lays down on that neck. I could squish it very far down, or I could, you know, have it way high up. So that's, again, the cool part is, and Terry, I can't wait for you to get this. When you're doing all of these deep poses and this, that, and the other, you're getting so many more options to really get those minute ones, which thank you, Terry Smith, and How to Be a Poser for teaching me the importance of those little minutia movements. And I also, this is 2 weeks in a row we've gotten a Terry Smith dance move. I love it. I'm hoping that we can do 52 of these this year. I can't wait to see what next week we might get out of there. Terry, before I go down and work shoulders all the way down to the feet, do I need to keep the helmet off? Does anybody have any questions on the way that peg is done before we go and work our way down?
No questions, man. We are good to go. We're rolling.
Great. We've got the same style with that hint of a wire underneath on that scarf area. I'm going to lift that up just so we can see a little of the weathering done on the armament up here around the shoulder. Again, huge amount of weathering. We're going to look at the shoulder pauldrons that his insignia is still there, but really weathered out. Really, really weathered out. On this one here. On the chest, incredibly weathered. The dings, the dents, even the emblem up on the top, almost flaked and removed. Again, on here, almost down to the bare metal. Down here, on this arm here, that is going to have the flamethrower attachment. Okay, again, great weathering, almost again down to the metal. These are a softer material, so when we do bend, they will move with it. Okay, and again, a full-on double joint on there. Then I can move that to close up the wrist peg. Okay, so that's on that one there. Spin around, and we have his whispering bird deal there. Now, this one here I want to talk about. All right, and if we can close up on here, that'll be important. Okay, so we've got our whispering bird part, and I've actually removed a piece here. It's important to know where it is. You're going to have this small little gray piece actually keys in right under here. Okay? Why that is removable is when you remove that piece there, that is where you're going to key in if you want to use the Jango Fett hologram or the code key. Okay, they go in there. So because that piece is removable, make sure you keep an eye out when you're unpacking or when you're posing the figure. If you say, "What is this little gray piece?" That is where that originates from. Okay, so keep an eye out.
Do not unpack the box in a room with shag carpet.
Probably not. Yes, I would do it on a clear table. I have done that where I've dropped one of the little tiny Iron Man batteries into the carpet, and 30 minutes later, I'm still, Still doing it. still going at it. So anyway, wanted to put that out there. Because we're there on the arm, we're going to talk about that articulation. And then I'm able to go straight out on there. We talked about just like the other, got double joint. These are not glued on. Okay, so you are able to move them to cover your wrist peg when you need, and you do have that cut bicep as well on these. So that's pretty standard. That's something that we're known to be getting. Going to move these out to the side. We're going to talk about the chest. Of course, we have the armament, but is the soft suit underneath, so we are able to do Terry twists. I like that this looks like morning exercises.
It really does. It's like 80s aerobics.
Exactly.
Like really bad 80s aerobics.
Most of the front and back movement you're going to get from this is not going to be into the chest area, but is all going to come from down here in the waist and the hip.
Your torso,
Okay.
got it.
Working our way down, we're going to see again, he keeps that belt. He keeps the same pant. He keeps the same boot. But
Oh, I think, yeah. Looks like we have a bit of an audio issue there.
oh, sorry about that.
Welcome back, Guy.
Hi.
Now we know exactly how empty this show would be without Guy talking about the figure.
It's a very different. It's different.
Yeah.
You don't get that Midwestern twang to it.
Unsealed and Revealed, the silent film edition.
The silent film edition. Wait till you see it in black and white. We're going to do one of those too. Down on the right, we are going to see his rocket. The rocket firing kneecap, which we finally got to see in the show. For those who may have questions, according to the Lucasfilm breakdown on this, these are also whistling birds. Okay.
Yes. Whispering.
Whispering. Did I say whistling?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Whistling birds. Yeah.
Yeah, whispering. Well, they whistle. These ones are little. These ones don't
They're
whisper at you. They
whistling
whistle
birds,
at you.
I thought it was obvious. They're definitely whistling birds. I mean, as soon as I saw it, I was like,
they
always
are.
got the whistling bird.
They are in there, and that's going to bring us to an accessory piece that comes with this figure. We talked about the top tray that is going to have accessories in it. It actually is going to have a second kneecap. Now, Michael, could I get a close-up of the knee here? The reason I'm doing this is, yes, they are slightly different. There's little different dings and such in them, but great weathering. Here is the next element that they come with. We're going to stay on a close-up if we could. Is going to have that firing effect, okay, with it blasting out in a little heat. And down on the side, on the front here, you're going to see that it has a bit of a hook, kind of two indentations that is going to go up and over onto it on both sides of the knee. What you would then do is on this one here, you're going to remove the foot, you're going to slide off that spat, slide off the knee armament, and then replace it with the one that you've armored up with the birds. Okay, I'm not going to do that right now because I'm sure there's still a lot that we need to talk about, but did want to let you know that that is an option, and that's why that one is in there. Be careful when you are putting those on there. Of course, you're going to have those two prongs there. Make sure you're watching the instructions and taking a look at those to see which side each goes on. It's pretty self-explanatory, but be gentle with it. I find if you put it toward the front and then slide it back onto it, and then it will lock into position. Okay, and they don't. The neat part is once they're locked in, they don't tend. They're not wobbling around or wiggling or anything like that. So,
speaking of bees and speaking of whistling birds, there's we have a comment here from we have a commenter on Twitch. That says, I still get emotional that Din Djarin restocked the rocket and whistling birds on armor that he thought was a dead man's, simply to restore the honor and armor as much as possible. That's an interesting perspective, and I kind of dig it as well. It's the kind of thing that a true Mandalorian would actually do. So yeah, that's an interesting take that everything was armed. The armor was fully armored and armored up, I guess, even after Cobb Vanth had pretty much probably emptied it during the fight with the Krayt Dragon.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty sweet stuff.
But
good idea.
I think it's fantastic that that they did that on there. Just quickly while you were going over that, magnetic attachment to the backpack, as you can see how quick and easy that is. Great part is you're not fiddling around with it. You don't have to worry about damage. And then I did quickly attach the jet thrust effect on that one there.
Yes.
All right. So while I've got that thrust effect out, let's show another couple of effects that we have. And that is going to be our flamethrower effect. I'm actually going to hit a little uplight on here so you can see that it does have a translucent quality to it. Very nice and warm in those yellow and orange tones right down in here. And again, you're going to follow the instructions as how you slide this underneath and it locks in place. And this here goes right where it looks like the nozzle is on there. I'm going to set that off to the side. And then very cool little guy that comes with this one here is the code key. And this is going to require a bit of close-up magic from Michael behind the camera.
I see. I think we lost Guy's audio again, but yeah, until we get him back. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully, we're going to do this in mime technique.
All right.
All right.
We actually should learn some ASL. I've been meaning to anyway. So.
That's actually all you.
This here is the code key. And you look down there and it has a notch that it slides in. Slide this here. Let's stay in close up. This is the area I said you can remove that little piece. I'm going to not lose that. Removing that. That allows me to key in code key. Like so.
Thank you.
Now there's another really fun, very specific accessory that comes with this for use with this one here, and that is one of the hands. Okay, let's take a look at that.
I've never seen a hand with a figure before.
It's the hand with the point down figure. The boop. We'll call this the boop figure of a boop hand. If it's got a little small puppy, boop. It's the nose booper. But you do have that. Yeah, can we get a close up on the hand there? So it's going to have the single finger or single digit index finger kind of in a pointed down. So if I swap that out, I'm able to boop, kind of turning on the code key. So that's a very, very specific.
I can't believe that they actually did that. That is fantastic.
It's really fun. You could have had, one of the relaxed hands. That'll be fine for something like that.
On the Hot Toys, man, that is above and beyond.
But
seriously,
Hot Toys is giving for me something I really like, and that is those really very, very specific. I love point fingers. I like thumbs up fingers, things like that. And these have that. Now. Speaking of the hands, and we're going to go over those, and then the last accessory that is part of the deluxe, we are going to have fists. Okay. Now, the hands that are going to come with these figures, remember that he does have the same gloves on both outfits. So these are interchangeable with either figure. Okay. So we've got fists. We are going to have two of the right hand in a trigger gun holding. The reason you have two, remember you have two of the blaster, one for the unarmored and one for the armored. So that's why they've duplicated that one there. And then these two are great for holding the gaffi or long gun, or if he's really pleased with the job he's done, and it's the double thumbs up, way to go, look what I can do. Hey, aren't I awesome? I call this the Aren't I Awesome?
Two thumbs in is the new Daimo of Tatooine.
Don't think, and we've got this one where it's got the kind of raised rock on there. We could have him down on one knee going, look what I did. That's probably a pose that would get me eliminated from an incredible TV show called Strike a Pose. I would be eliminated.
For everybody out there watching, I really want somebody to actually do that pose when you get this figure. Actually have him, doing the pointing at his own thumb, just being all cocky, like, yeah, that's right. I'm the new daimyo of Tatooine.
Who's got a whole lot of accessories? This guy.
Yeah.
But I think that's great. The last item that does come with the Deluxe, where the code key goes in, I'm going to gently remove that. I'm going to hold it down at the base because it is going to be a thinner plastic to allow that light to go through, is going to be when he shows off the Django armor.
His daddy. Yeah.
Shows off that the armor
that's my
is
dad.
his. And this is in that transparent blue. The light cuts through there beautifully and done in that texturing that we've seen that Hot Toys has done with the Star Wars holographic images or figures. Okay, that lets us go through all of our
Let's
stuff.
pose
That
these
was
beasts,
a
man.
lot. That
Yeah.
was a lot to go through, but something
Yeah,
that we
it's it's
needed to
definitely
do.
accessory laden. Yeah, and I think you got through it pretty good, guy. You ready to pose these beasts?
Let's go. Let's go, my friend. Let's
Well,
go.
Let's start with the unarmored version.
All right.
And let's go ahead and put the cloak back on him. Okay.
All right.
Because we're gonna have him full on fighting Tuscan style.
All right. Full on Tuscan style. This is going to take me just a moment.
You let me know if Sam. You let me know if it's not if my audio's not coming through. Okay.
Sure. No, you're good.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. As we talked about a moment ago on this one here, we can either untie the outer cloak, or what I'm going to do here is slide the hands back, straighten them out, remove the head, and put it on that way there. So just give me a moment here while I like it as, hey, that's taking a 5 or on the other side of the screen. Terry Smith taking a 5. I like that you're doing it. I like that you're doing it. I can feel something.
Hey, look at this.
Sense something.
This is a shameless selling
Is Alan
point.
just showing
What's that?
cool stuff now?
And now we're just showing cool stuff.
This is a shameless sales moment.
Hey, Alan.
We
Alan.
have these available on the website too.
Yes.
Now, just for added
Not
difficulty.
not to one up you, Alan, but mine's autographed.
Oh, I signed mine right here though.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's right there.
His says,
Alan Hellard.
yeah, his says property of Alan Hellard. He's got that, and it's on the back of his shirt too. It's weird that he's got it.
Nice.
I thought he wrote Alan. Did he write Alan on the bottom of it? Like
Yeah,
he did
it
with
did.
Woody?
Yeah, it says
That's what
Alan.
That's what Alan does with all of his 6 kills. Yeah.
Have you seen his
everyone.
Trapper Keeper? He's
Hey.
got all the stickers on it and stuff. It's fantastic. Okay. And today was my last day, apparently. I have been told this is it.
I warned you.
Warn me. You don't be messing with a man's Trapper Keeper.
Been your last day for months.
Exactly. I believe I've been fired hourly a lot.
I think you're describing my experience, but yeah.
Okay, here he is with the outer robe back on. So let's discuss what we're doing here, sir.
So you're gonna have to. I've got my bag of weed here that I probably should
okay.
take off, but, yeah.
I don't have that here in studio.
Shire pipeweed.
Yeah.
Pipeweed. Okay, so what I want you to do is have him holding his gaffy stick with both hands in an overhand grip.
Okay, both are going to be
Okay.
overhand. What I need to know, because we're doing this, we have the pointy speared end, and we have, of course, the more pick style Bantha dental care side here. Which one? Am I going this direction? Am I going that direction?
I think he's going to have struck with the bantha pick.
With the Bantha pick, so that is going to be all righty.
On the right.
All right. Upward on the right.
That may not be screen accurate. So all you eagle-eyed viewers out there who may notice that I'm picking the wrong side, just
Hush.
compose your own.
Yeah.
Switch it.
Well, I think the cool part is, I mean, we see him flinging this thing around a lot in
You're gonna
this
knock over
particular.
next man here, I know.
In this episode, and then as we said, please make sure you're watching that Book of Boba. So they are both going to go overhand, correct?
Me now. This
Okay.
is important.
Watching you now.
So what you're going to imagine is that he's going to have his right foot forward, and you're going to imagine that he's just struck a stormtrooper and brought the stick down and he's getting ready to wind up for another attack, a follow-up attack. So
Okay, so it is downward.
Forward. Yeah. So we're gonna have his leg is gonna be like, his knee's gonna be bent at the front. Maybe I should move back a little bit.
Thank you.
Knee bent at the front, and then body twisted to the side, and arm like pretty much all the way down as if he just struck. So you're gonna want that front arm, the right arm, to be straight. Mm-hmm. And he's just gonna turn his head so that he's looking directly over that knee at the opponent that he just struck.
All right.
You got that? Need me to turn?
Think so. We're going to be doing minor adjustments on the head there. And
Everybody in the chat, like this video if you think Terry's going to break something.
I'd just like to point out that this is the first test of my hair staff combo for my future Gandalf cosplay.
I like it. I'm going to swap out.
I used to have a Gandalf of white staff, but I gave it away. Anyway, that's a whole other show.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that was another big mistake. But okay.
It was that too. Yeah.
So, all right. I am swapping the hands out for the kind of gripping hands. One I've actually
the gaffi hands.
Yes. Yeah. One I've put on the figure already, and the other I'm leaving loose. We're just going to see which we feel works a little, dare I say, better. Is there an easier one way or the other? I don't know that there will be.
There usually isn't.
Not necessarily, but it's nice for us to kind of go over both versions.
Right.
All right.
Now I'm just going to warn you right now that the pose I'm going to go with for the armored version is definitely going to be whistling birds oriented.
Okay. Now know that that's going to take quite some time, Terry, to do those, because that's a whole removing of the. Are we doing that one?
Maybe not then. Maybe not. I kind of want to, but yeah.
We'll see. Well, you know what? Let's get this one.
I've got plenty. Believe me, man. I have. Here's the thing with the Boba Fett's in my own collection, especially. I made it a point. I told myself, okay, I'm going to just collect every Boba Fett armor that Sideshow and Hot Toys have put out together, and then I'm just going to be able to call that quits. That's definitely a very finite collecting goal. And then this happened.
Yes.
Like, and then, oh, my poor aching wallet.
And then we have the battle damaged armor here. We have the new repainted armor.
Yeah, the throne. It's just it's never going to end. It's never going to end. And nope. I've just resigned myself to it. I'll just keep going.
I like that we're not seeing an end to Star Wars, though. However,
we're now at the time, by the way, where we be about halfway through our weekly Guess the Reveal contest, and we're not going to do that this week. We're just kind of going to surprise you with what we've got coming up. It'll be a surprise to me too, because I actually don't know. I'm pretty sure Guy doesn't know. I don't think anybody knows at this point. I suspect that they're actually just that they just don't know. Yeah. Do you know, Sam? Do you know?
We know.
Oh God, you guys are evil.
We're just not telling you.
I know nothing.
All right, okay. That's pretty cool, Guy. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. That would be a perfectly acceptable pose. I really, really dig that. Can you rotate it around? Yeah, man, I'm digging it.
Sorry, while you were doing that, I was attaching some whistling birds over here. So.
Oh, no kidding. Okay. Yeah. That's really thrilling. I kind of dig that. Now, if I were to, I don't know what the limitations of the figure are right now. I would actually go a bit deeper in the bend.
Okay.
And
a bit deeper in the in the waist bend here.
No, in the bend of the knee. I would take him lower and spread those legs out even more.
Spread the legs out even further. Remember, I
say to people, don't go too wide with the legs. But in a pose like this, you can break that rule. But just have him. I'm gonna go back over here. Whoa! Sliding over the floor like Tom Cruise. I didn't wear my shoes today. Yeah.
Dance move number 3.
Like he's really hit somebody like really hard and get that arm back even more.
All right.
Looks like I was going to start flossing or something. That would be my next dance move.
That will be. Could we?
No.
Can we get that one? Can we please? Please.
No,
I don't know how to do it.
Paul says no. Paul says no.
Maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah. Has it been 2 years already for flossing?
You know.
Yeah. Okay.
The look that people are seeing that Paul is giving. That is what I get from him all day long. All day, every day. It's that expression. Okay. Okay, went a little bit deeper.
That's good. That's
looking
good. Now, what I
downward.
would do is I would have him looking up. I would move that head up so that he's looking more straight ahead. Straight ahead. The head ahead. Got it?
Boom.
I have a request from the studio to do the Roger Rabbit. I have no idea what that is. I'm going to have producer Alan come on screen again and show us, demonstrate the Roger Rabbit for me so I can see if I can actually pull it off.
Producer Alan has
Okay,
said
yeah, that's a good guy. Now, what I would also do is I would turn that head a bit more to his right. We don't want him looking towards the gaffi stick. We want him looking the same direction that the gaffi stick is pointed. So turn that head, like he's just hit somebody. If you've hit somebody and you're still looking at your opponent, your stick's going to be way over here, and you're going to be looking like where I am on camera. Yeah, and I think
you want even
that's pretty good.
Further then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe, can I look at him from the front? Like look at his chest, kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. Like rotate him. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's really good. I would also have his arm completely straight, that front arm completely straight, and maybe have the stick further away from the body.
Straining arm.
Yeah. Try to get you a little, like the stick being like way out here and angled away.
All right. We've got a butterfly joint up at the arm there. So we are going to do that. In order to get fully twisted off to the side, I'm going to cheat that with a slight bend, Terry, but it gives us that straight ahead that you were talking about.
Yeah. That's cool.
Just
Yeah, definitely get him on the stand for this.
for purposes
Yeah,
of,
and that mound of rocks on the stand, that the hill, the little hillock that he's dealing with there, that would actually give you another way of giving it a little bit more depth, a little bit of dimension by actually having that foot up on that rock.
yeah.
Like he just stepped up on the rock and just knocked somebody off of it. It's like he's playing King of the Hill here. I would also I'm looking at it now, and I'm going to tell everybody at home that I would probably switch the directions of that gaffi stick, but we won't do that on the show today. It's perfectly fine the way that it is, but as a matter of aesthetic preference, I would probably go with the bantha pick at the front.
Okay. Yeah, I think
That looks good.
I think we would, but again, as we said, there is just so much to show off with this guy here, and all the different ways in which you can do it. You could obviously do this without the robe. Now, is that screen accurate? No, but it is really cool and shows off the outfit. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So you've got a lot of different action going on with that one there.
Okay, you want to do some whistling birds?
Are we going to whistle a particular tune, or am I just trying to hit particular notes when I whistle?
We're gonna. The only thing you're gonna be hitting with these is stormtroopers, my friend.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to move. If he's in the way there and you need me to move him in some other location, please let me know, but I'm just
It's not in my way.
moving him off to the side. So, all right. Got our Boba here. Now.
So you're gonna need his stand, definitely.
Okay, we're gonna dynamic.
Yeah, we're gonna dynamic. Well, he's not gonna be flying or anything, but you're gonna need
wanna use
that hill, that little hill.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, this Deluxe does come with a whole lot of things. The only thing it does not come with that you're going to need to provide will be a small screwdriver for just attaching this quick dynamic stand. I'm just going to put it in place. The one that comes with this Boba Fett, of course, in this, but also if you get it individually and choose to not get the Deluxe, has this.
Show them the stand so there's no footprints.
Cool.
Show them the stand.
So let's pose this guy. So we're gonna need his pistol. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
This is the stand itself. Okay.
Yeah.
We're looking, of course, at the Deluxe, and it was with both figures. If you're going to get just the battle damaged armor one, this will be the stand that comes in that pack. Okay.
That's nice to know.
And the dynamic stand, but very cool. And good and solid. It's got a little bit of heft to it. So if we do have him in flight mode or anything like that, we are going to not have to worry about a topple, which is very cool. I think I know why now. Why you want the thing. But okay, go right ahead, sir. Let's discuss.
So
you said the pistol. Am I putting that in hand, or am I in hand, or is it in his holster?
Right hand.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you had said holster. So, all right.
Yeah, I do not have a Boba Fett blaster pistol, so this E11 will have to do. This busted up
Are
E11.
you even a Star Wars fan?
Yeah. For Terry, in all honesty, I'd like you to get off screen. Paul is going to finish this up because at least I can rely on him to have the appropriate.
Need to mock.
Yeah.
Incorrect. Terry will be continuing with the show.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to have the blaster. It is a single pistol blaster, so I'm only going to need the one hand on it. I know you are currently holding yours two-handed, Terry. We will not need to do that.
Because it's freaking heavy.
Oh, okay. All right. Swapped out, pistoled up.
Yeah. Okay?
All right.
So, I'm going to need something else. I'll be right back.
Okay. We're just going to have him put. Paul, what do you think about this guy?
Honestly, I have the I think the Empire Strikes Back Boba, and I really wanna. Is there a trade-in program, guy, that you know of? Do you know anyone at Sideshow that we can ask? Can I trade in my Empire Strikes Back?
Can you trade it? How many miles are on it? That's important. Look at the back of the jetpack. It'll tell you how many miles.
I have an Apple box. So here's what we're going to do.
I'll just check.
I think the one you're referring to, and this is the personal copy of one Mr. Alan Hellard, is that one there.
Okay.
This is that Empire Strikes Back one that you just now talked about.
Sweet.
That you talked about there. So, yeah, took a lot of damage in that Sarlacc pit.
Alan told me that he got this.
Alan did. That was one of Alan's Christmas gifts. Big deal.
Nice.
Totally love it. Okay, so do you have your? He's kind of a big deal. You have your. Okay, talk to me here, Terry. What are we doing?
I need your fist in the left hand and a gun in the right hand, and you're just going to be doing this.
All right.
Trying to think.
Now,
Yeah, so you can see what I'm doing. You got the right foot up, like he's getting ready to launch his whistling birds. Okay. The shoulders are going to be back, like use that butterfly joint to the fullest. Slight bend to each arm. You want the fist on the left hand to be slightly turned to the front, so the knuckles are facing front. The gun is going to be turned similarly. Okay. And then
down
we're
in
gonna
a
do
relaxed
torso flip
position.
to the right, and then have him leaning a little bit into it.
All right.
I also want everybody at home to know that I've spent the past year gaining weight so that I would look like I had a Tamara Morrison belly for this show. Okay.
I just want you to know,
Screen
folks,
accurate.
that is the Terry and I both wanted to do that. I sadly enough kept going, and I more have the rancor keeper look currently. But we'll hope for. Hopefully, Boba doesn't do an intense cardio program. Okay, so what I've done here is
he's back and he's fit for this show, man.
It's no longer gaining weight. You're bulking for the guild.
Is that it? Okay,
Guild
bulking for the guild. I'm gonna write that down.
Guild bulking.
I'm gonna leave that up as a post. I'm gonna leave that up as a post-it note on my computer.
Guild bulk.
It's winter, everyone. Get your guild bulking in.
Bulking
Are you guild bulking?
for the
All right.
guild.
So,
Done.
what I'm going to do here, I'm trying to get everything nicely situated because I
Thank you,
know
Paul.
you're talking about going up and on there. Want to take, if we can do a little close-up there of kind of the kneecap down. I did do this off camera, do the addition of the birds on there, but as you can see, when they're fully into position, they will push all the way back to kind of
Cool.
the point
That
of
looks so
origin
cool.
that they come.
Yeah.
As I said, when they are on there, these are not floppy, they're not drooping at all. You get a really cool straight on launch look
for you.
look on those. Terry.
Question for you, Guy.
Yes.
Put them back in cold and still.
When is that knee pad that launches the whistling birds? Does that rotate? Can you shift it up and down?
Yes, I can. Yes. Let me show it.
Awesome.
I want to show you. Remember, we have two. So let me show the design of this. Okay. On
Yes,
the back is going to be that elastic. Okay. So
Okay,
make sure you're not
yeah.
yanking and stretching out. But I am able to give a bit of turn, a little bit of up and down.
Okay, good.
Right now, I was just about getting it on the figure. Now, I know you wanted to use the base. I'm going to take off the dynamic stand just to see. I think what you wanted was kind of that up, using that, and I want to check it without the need for the dynamic on there. And I'm just
Yeah, you might be able to pull it off because those boots do look like they're pretty sturdy. You've got him leaning forward a little bit, and that's good. But again, just to reiterate,
Yep.
I think
Talk
it
to me
would
here.
look cooler if you get a bit more of a torso twist, like he's really leaning that left shoulder into it.
Okay.
So the gun would be. I'm gonna do this without the helmet
Yeah, that's fine.
so that I can see. But yeah, so the gun will be back here like this. Like you want to imagine that he's just been firing it, and then he puts his thing up, and then he steps into it, leans into it to launch.
What I want you to do, Terry, for me is do exactly what you're doing there, but can you do it to the side? Please face the other wall there, because I'm trying to get there. Thank you. That direction. Because what I want to do is get the way in which your legs are positioned front to back.
And then he brings the gun down, steps up with the knee, and then leans into it like that.
Okay, so that back leg is going to be fully extended, kind of a straight leg quality. Boom on that arm there. We are going to adjust the head and other, but take a look
Yeah.
right now what we have. Whoops, darn it. Notice
fix
at
it.
home, you're probably not going to be spinning the guy around on stuff. I currently am. I am going to get that balance point. We are, of course, doing things live here.
I think that looks great.
But there we go. That was when I turn it around. Terry, you had asked, and I'm going to do it. Boom. Depending on how you wanted that to fire.
Yeah, and
If you wanted it
at home, if you're watching, I mean, you can adjust that wherever you think that your Boba Fett's opponent is going to be. It's all up to you. You can do whatever you do whatever you like there.
When Terry, because we've got that leg up, this is where we've got that kind of draped fabric, and we have that lighter fabric style underneath. I want to be gentle when I'm moving that off to the side, but giving it that look there. Again, this is probably where I would play around with Terry about getting the helmet in just that tiny little movements that it needs.
I think we need nine. There's one more thing we're going to need to do, and it's going to totally affect the pose too, because it's going to affect the balances. You're going to want to put that backpack on him. Jetpack. Sorry.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Got it. Removing the blast effects. This is great though, because look at that. We can do it very quickly because of the magnets. It's all about magnets now.
Oh, it's amazing how the effect that putting that jetpack on him has. It's like as soon as that happens, I mean, the helmet is one thing, but the helmet without the jetpack, I don't know. I mean, I know we saw Mando having going without a jetpack for an entire season. Sorry for anybody who really wants to be technical about it. It's a Rising Phoenix, sure, but that really does bring it home.
You know,
it does for me.
Sam brought up an interesting thing. I don't know if you heard that, Terry. Is even though Mando didn't have the jetpack, he did have a unique long cape that kind of compensated for that.
Yeah.
That's the Sam theory. Hashtag Sam theories.
It's very
Read
much
those.
a beautiful like callback to like a Crusader Knight. It's the Crusader Knight look was, when as soon as Boba Fett came on, he had that unique T visor, and that still had like a Crusader Knight look to it. But that just evolved when Din Djarin showed up on screen and had that full on cape,
Him to
like
the-
a cloak sort of an effect. Fantastic look. I've always been a fan of that. Oh, we knew that was going to happen.
As I moved away.
Great. It's an amazing
And it's,
post. And,
okay, hey,
yeah,
just to show you, those things really do stay on nicely.
they do. Look at that.
They
Yeah,
stay
that
on
was
nicely.
actually a stress test, ladies and gentlemen. We had that planned. It's in the script over here. I can't show it
It's
to
in
you
the
because
script.
there's
Guy
sensitive
stress
material on
tested.
there. Sorry.
Guy's stress level is tested every day on the show.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. We actually have meetings that he's not a part of. How can we stress out Guy today? It's
Yeah.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Paul, give him the glare twice. All right.
On command, Paul.
I thought that was in case I fainted.
That too.
Yeah.
All
Instead
right.
of walking away, Guy, just like squat down behind
Yeah.
the table so you
Whee!
can catch it.
No, I was actually gonna do something else here real quick, but again, this is where I think with your help, I would be adjusting the helmet exactly where I wanted it to be, and is it pre-opponent, post-opponent, and such.
This is exactly how it's going to look for me when I get mine. I'm definitely going to have mine in the DTOF looking just like this. And the pose that we just did with the costumed variant, the robed variant, I'll probably have something similar to that, but in the opposite direction, so that they're kind of mirror images of each other. The torsos will be mirroring each other. One knee up on both of them, but opposing knees. I think it's going to be a great looking display.
Now,
I'm genuinely looking forward to it. Looks like you have a Stormtrooper Commander.
I do have one other figure to use, and I want to bring it on here in order to utilize the helmet. If you did see one of our recent first looks, you got to see these guys here. I love when they've got the orange pauldron. I'm going to remove said head, and we'll have him splayed and knocked out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how this looks because I. Oh God, I've just been not really corrected by super producer Sam in the chat. He's telling me that that's a squad leader, but. Touche, Paul.
Was I
Sorry, touche, Sam,
right?
sorry.
Was I right and you corrected me?
No, definitely not. You're definitely
Leader
wrong.
Commander.
Either way.
And I'm hearing now that we're also going to have some other figures to bring out there as well. But yeah, let's see how that looks. Oh yeah, done.
Busted up. I'm gonna turn. I gotta know if I need to turn it to which side to turn it to.
No, it's fine the way it is. It's I mean, I would probably
idea.
turn a little bit to the left to be ideal.
Hey,
But
he's a real hardcore guy. He's actually stepping on this guy's chest in order to.
there's actually cool.
There's
There's actually a bit in the fight scene where he just knocked out a stormtrooper, and I think it was him. It might have been. Oh God, what's her name? Fennec Shand. Fennec Shand. Yeah, it might have been Fennec Shand who actually killed somebody, but the stormtrooper just has his leg out to the left at just this really painful looking angle. I'm assuming a deceased stormtrooper, but yeah, that's totally right up that director's alley, man. I really dig that stuff. Is that Mando?
Mando.
Yeah, that's Beskar Mando.
Gotta have Beskar Mando.
OG
It says
Beskar
he-
Mando. I do have OG Beskar Mando.
Oh, you gotta have these. This is another one. This is another deluxe figure that you don't pass up on. Having all of the Grogu stuff and such. And then I just got mine this week that I had ordered.
Oh, is it shipping?
Boom. Yep. It is shipping now.
Yeah.
It's shipping now.
Yeah.
So if you see now shipping on this one here, that popped up in my thing about that it was there. So obviously plays a huge role in this.
Huge.
Okay.
Yeah, different tribe. But,
Different tribe,
But
but-
that's great. That means it just
but
gives us an opportunity to
vastly-
potentially have another figure in the future.
Vastly important on that one there. We looked at the. I'm going to put this guy up here. So many toys.
Yeah.
So many toys.
That's it looks like my office on any given day.
And on any given day,
Which I know that a lot of people have been requesting that there be some sort of a room tour of my studio and or collection room or whatever you want to call it. I don't actually have a collection room, so to speak. It really is just basically the whole house.
Yeah.
So I
yours is
really
more
just have. It would take some time. I would have to go room by room.
Yours is definitely more the house. This Tusken Raider is one that we looked at, and what I thought was neat was that coming with 2 different gaffis. So you and I have got to play with all of these. On the shows, which has been pretty darn sweet.
My surrogate poser. That's
surrogate poser. I like that. I like that phrase. I like that phrase.
Yeah, that's it.
But that does get to show you off both of the figures, as well as the swap out helmet that you have to use with a stormtrooper figure. So there's a lot. I do like him.
Well, it's a fantastic figure. I hope everybody has an opportunity to pick one up, because I guarantee that it's going to enhance any collection, any Star Wars collection specifically. But it's a really real thing of beauty. I'm looking forward to having it myself. Before we go, it's incumbent upon me to recommend that everybody who hasn't done so yet head on over to Sideshow's YouTube channel while you're here. And check out this year's Strike a Pose Holiday Special. It was an epic outing with 3 fantastic contestants, including Rahul Kohli, who some of you may know if you've seen The Haunting of Bly Manor, or more recently, oh God, what's it called? Midnight Mass. For some reason, I keep wanting to call it Moonlight Mass, and I don't know why. But Midnight Mass is an excellent series. Check it out. Go into it blind. Just take my word for it. I went into it blind and was just shocked by what I got. It just blew my mind by the end of the first episode, second episode, something like that. In addition to Rahul, we also had Paul Lee, who some of you may know as the X-wing pilot in the Mandalorian series, the recurring role of the X-wing pilot, the captain whose name I can't remember.
He's also probably currently watching. He should be in the chat telling you.
Yeah. And last but not least, we had Garrett Waring, he's definitely the most enthusiastic contestant we have on the show. Brought a whole lot of fun to the whole thing. He even dressed up for the holidays for us. You may have known him if you'd seen what's that?
Shout out to Garrett. He is so.
Yeah, shout out to Garrett, man. I mean, he was just such a damn trooper the whole time, and everybody nailed a really, really awesome pose. It was definitely the hardest time I've had judging. Also, not just because all the poses were just home runs, but also because I had to do it pretty quickly because Rahul had to head out the door.
It's a controversial episode too for those who watched it live.
Yeah, a lot of for people who want to know who may have seen Garrett before, you might know him from a couple of shows called Manifest and also a movie called Independence Day, the sequel. What was it? What was the name of the sequel to Independence Day?
Oh, I know it.
Not Resurrection.
Resurgence?
Electric Boogaloo. No.
Resurgence?
No.
Like I don't know. But the sequel to Independence Day. He was in both of those. I saw him in a film called Boy Choir with Dustin Hoffman when he was only 12 years old. Great episode. Check it out. I had so much fun with these guys. They were just such a riot and so gracious. And just merciless with the ripping that I got at the end of the show. I've never taken so much heat at the end of a show before, and it was a lot of fun.
Now, Terry,
Strike a Pose Holiday Show. Check it out.
Is that the first time on Strike a Pose that you've done a quarter scale?
It is indeed the first time on Strike a Pose that we've done a quarter scale.
Okay.
Thanks for ruining that. Just kidding.
No. I think it's another reason for people to go check out the way in which the show goes.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So check it out. But anyway, without further ado, I think it's time to wrap up the show. We went a little bit long today, but this figure I feel like was worth every minute of it. Thanks to Guy, you really just nailed both the poses that I was talking about there.
Thank
Paul,
you, Terry.
Thanks so much for handling the chats, for lobbing those questions to me here and there and everywhere. I look like I'm batting them out of the way, don't I? Yeah. No questions. No more questions.
You're like a cat on a Georgia porch, just swatting, flies away.
Thanks as always to producer Michael, producer Alan, and super producer Sam back there in the studio for throwing this all together and making it work. Especially when my things seem to be breaking more than anybody else's here at home. So, without you guys, this thing couldn't happen, and without you guys at home, what would be the point? So thanks for watching, and until next time, don't forget to let your geek side show.
Bye, everyone.
Later.
Bye.